killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy. Picture paragraphs unloaded, wise words being quoted. Beat the weakness in the rap game and sold it.
Hey, son of Odenfit, we're in the house. I see you. Let's jump LA, 6 others. What's going on, brother? Boxing girly. Here we are. Let's go. What's going on, brother? All right, man. Great seeing you. This man here is a master. Okay, so we're going to give it a second to get people in, and we'll settle down for a second, then we'll cover some of the things we need to cover on getting those basic jump rope things down. And we're going to introduce a few new maneuvers for you as well. Paraguay, what's going on? I love it. Argentina? Oh man, we're jumping the world. Let's go. Yes. All right, well, so how's you going? Back at it. Yes. This is going to be our third, and I believe that's going to be our third, right? And I hope you have your ropes with you. Hold on one second, let me turn this down. Yeah, it's a great song. It's classic. All about it. So we've been working on certain maneuvers, we've been building up, and I want you to I hope you've been able to practice them, because I'm going to put you to the drills. Austria, what's up? I'm going to get you into the drills really soon. It's so important that, like, patience and repetition. H-Town is so important. Patience and repetition is the only way you can get anything that coordination-wise. Some people are gifted and they just naturally get it, but it's so few and far between. You really have to, like, take it, master it, and I always like to say the benefit is in the effort. What I mean by the benefit is in the effort is you'll get in just as good a shape, or you'll get in just as good a shape when you do something new for the first time and you have to work really hard to get it than you would when you already know how to do it. So there's two things you're doing here. One, you're conditioning your body. You're letting it adapt to the demands of the exercise, right? And the second thing you're doing is, I forgot. The second thing you're doing is you're teaching your body the skills. So you really have to give yourself time times two. Okay, you have to give yourself time times two. So you have to give yourself time for the physical coordination to kick in, and then for the cardiovascular endurance to kick in, and then for the muscular endurance to kick in as well. It's a whole different thing. So be patient with these things. They'll work for you. They work for everybody. Every single maneuver I'm teaching you is something that every single person that's come to me and learned to jump rope can do. You will get it. It's about getting confidence in yourself. The only way you're going to get that confidence is through repetition. All right, so more of us are loading up. We're going to get started in a second. So I have, before the end of the class, I'm going to get a rainmaker to somebody. The rainmaker is what makes you sweat. That rope really flies. It goes really fast. It's very, very agile. The weight is more in the rope than in the handles. So unlike the blizzard is a little bit heavier in the handles and you have to work to get that around. The rainmaker is a little bit more forgiving, but you're able to pay attention. You're able to execute the maneuvers precisely, and that's what it's all about, getting the precision in the hands and all the rest of that kind of stuff. So one of you guys is going to get it by the end of the show. And don't forget, leave your name. I'll call it the name, DM me, I'll send it to you. Oh good, we're on. Okay, let's go over rope sizing for a second, because some of you are here for the first time. What you want to do is you want to take your rope, always right here, step on the middle of the rope with both feet together. The top of the handle should sit under the armpits right there. So you can't see my feet, but it's under my arch. And then when I pull it straight out on both feet, and then when I pull the handle straight up, it's sitting right here. Up here by the shoulders. Listen, everyone has different length arms and different length torsos and legs and all that kind of stuff. So you're gonna have to adapt it for you. But basically you want that rope to sit up here. And you want your grip to be right here. Right here, okay? Some people tend to hold up here. That stops the rope. You don't want to do that. You don't want to stop the rope from moving. You want to get here so you can flick from the wrist, from the hands. You always want to move those hands because the hands are the motor in jump rope. The hands are not turning. Rope's not going to go unless you're doing a special, specific kind of move. All right? So we're going to nail that down. So once you got the rope the correct length, you're going to take a few jumps, and you're going to, you know what I mean? Let's take a few jumps here and make sure everything's working smooth. One turn, one jump. The hands are waist level. The turn is from the wrist. You're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. So important to repeat that pattern. In through the nose, out through the mouth, jump very little off the ground. All you gotta do is make that rope, get under that rope just a little bit. Look at how thin that rope is. Rope is real thin. You don't have to jump any higher than that. But the thing you gotta do is get the timing down. So it's getting familiar. As the rope comes down, it's getting close to the end of your feet. You jump it at the very last second. And that's what we're gonna do, all right? So before there, let's go over the maneuvers that we're going to introduce today. Some of them are we've done them before, and a couple of them we haven't. So they're going to be new. It's going to take a second for you to work into it. One of them is of course, the double turn. So the double turn is about creating time. You jump twice as high off the ground than your usual jump, and then you turn twice, whip, whip, before you hit the ground again. One jump, 2 turns, then you land. Very important to stay on the ball of your feet. And that's one of the beautiful things about jump rope. It's one of those incredible things that you stay on the ball of your feet, you explode off the ground, you come back down. It's not hurting your joints, not the ankle, not your knees, not your hips, and not your lower back. When you're doing it right, you're going to be straight up. Let me see if I can get back. You're going to be right here, straight up, jumping, and just like that, right? 1. So what you got to think of, like look at ballerinas, the way ballerinas jump, straight back, straight up, top of the head, points to the ceiling, points to the sky, jump straight up. You don't want to lift your knees up behind you, and lifting them up front makes it a different maneuver and is a harder, more physically demanding jump. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing for you not to kick back here because you're going to hit your shins. You're going to hurt your shins when you land, and you want to make your impact as soft as possible. When you jump rope properly, it's going through muscle. It's not hitting the structure. It's not hitting the skeletal system. That's one thing I want you to remember. All right, so the first song we're going to go with today, and I like to use music when I jump rope for a reason. That's one way I can control how hard you're working. So in a group fitness class, when I have a certain song playing, I can create a pattern to that song, and it's a pattern that should be repeated. Every pattern is repeated, and that's how you get the benefits out of the exercise. Now, if you're going ahead and you're jumping, then there's no level of expectancy. You're jumping whenever you want. There's no demand to be on time. There's no demand to execute a maneuver and get it back before those 2 beats go. That's what changes jump rope. Like there are all sorts of different maneuvers you can do in release maneuvers, and they don't have the repetition behind them. So it's not as much muscular. It's not as the demand isn't on the muscular system as much, or isn't on the coordination, or isn't on the muscular endurance. All those things are very important. You want that when you're jumping rope for fitness, okay? Jumping rope for tricks and all that kind of stuff, that's out of this world, but it's a different thing altogether. Jumping rope for fitness, we want to make sure we repeat a pattern and repeat that pattern until your body is satisfied. And then when it's satisfied, you hit it even harder. You go at it even more and you perfect it. And then we go on to the next level. We go on to the next move. So our first maneuver we're going to do a basic jump, but we were working at about 120, 130 BPMs. This time, we're going to do the basic jump, and we're going to kick it up to I think it's 174 BPMs. So we're going to give you some variety. And we're going to use this basic jump in between the other 3. We're going to have 3 other maneuvers. We're going to use that basic jump in between those 3 maneuvers. So your rest, we're going to work during the other songs. And then your rest is going to be 1 minute nonstop at this pace, 174. That's your resting point, okay? So I want you to make sure you're warmed up first. Maybe I should help you out with that. We can do this. Come on, get up with me. I know some people have jump ropes out there and they want to get it going. So let's start up. First thing I want you to do is stand right here, legs wide apart, drop down the side like this. We're going to make this real quick. If you don't feel warmed up, you need to go back and keep doing this, all right? Just get loose through the obliques. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Grab yourself right there by the fingers right there, and I want you to pull back. Stretch out your forearm and your wrist, and get the other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now get this side, pull it up here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get the other side right here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it across right here. Drop it over to the side, shake it loose. It's a stim stretch. It's not a deep stretch. It's not deep stretch. It's not that kind of like relieving stretch. You just want your body to be aware that you're gonna work out. That's about it. Grab your thumb behind your back, pull those shoulder blades together, get it right here. Good, good, good. I'm gonna put my chair up here. I'm gonna show you. You're gonna put your left foot forward. You're gonna put your foot down on the ground. You're gonna bring your head down towards your knee, and you're not gonna force the stretch. You're gonna be nice and easy. Grab your toe, pull it to you. You're gonna stretch out the calf, right? So my foot should be on the ground, but I'm not gonna put the camera down there yet. It's a pain in the butt. Let's go down here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Do not pull hard. Don't pull hard. Nice and easy. Here we go again. The other side. Grab your toe. Pull down. Bring your head. Take a deep breath. Relax. Pull that toe to you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now I want you to put your toe into the ground. So your left foot, put your toe into the ground and just loosen up. Rotate that knee just like this. You see my knee going around like this? And the point of my toe is in the floor. So you're just like stirring it up. Get loose through here and get loose in the ankle. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, you're on the ball of your feet. Calf raise. Good, just like this. Let me see how many you're gonna give me. Come on. Everybody up. Very good. Hey, Anita, what's going on? I see you, baby. Arrow chick is on the move. I like that. Come on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now jumping jacks. Let's go. Get them up here. Now we got to get that cardio turned on. Come on. All right. We're going to quickly, you know what? We're going to quickly take somebody wants to jump on in this video. So we're going to jump you in a little bit for a second, Angela, and see what's up. Let's see. Okay, go live with Angela. Here we go. Waiting for Angela to answer. Oh, Angela declined. Okay. I thought you requested. I'm sorry. It must have been an accident. All right, go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Good. Okay. Grab your rope. Now, this song again is if you have light hand weights, like 1 pound hand weights, and you don't have the jump rope, put both handles, both weights in one hand, in both hands, and turn from the wrist, just like that. Okay. That's all I want you to do. Turn it, both hands. Emulate the jump, but you need to get a jump rope, and you need to practice jumping that rope. It's going to be it's a game changer. It's going to make every other form of exercise so much easier for you, and it makes life easier. Like just getting around, moving through the city, you're on the ball of your feet, you got power, you got speed, agility, all that stuff. So we're going to work on this, okay? I'm going to get you there. So it's the first song is Ragged Bomb, and it is by my man Skrillex. That's right, Skrillex and the Ragged Twins. And that was, I believe it was 2014 when it came out. And it's kind of like it's kind of like a house kind of drum and bass kind of beat, but it's fast. It's nice and quick. It's got a lot of energy. So I want you to write that down, okay? Write that down. Get that song down again. It's Ragged Bomb by the Ragged Twins and Skrillex. It was 2014, and it is a great song. So we're going to start with that first, right? And we're going to work that basic jump. Here we go. Here we go, bro. Here we go. Here it is. Okay, you hear that? Everybody got their rope? We're going to go side to side first. You know what I'm talking Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Hold on. Come on. Let me get you down here. 6. This is how we start out. We roll up like this. Come on. 6, 5, 4, 3. Pick it up, guys. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hands stay together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 7, 6, 5, going to do a basic jump on one. Ready? 4, 3, 2, 16. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, lock it down. Again on 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Let's go right here. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lock it down. That's great. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on. Keep it going. Keep it going, y'all. Keep it going. Come on. You got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Walk it down. Good. Catch your breath. We got a question here. Do you need a special type of shoes for jump rope? Yes. It's good to have a jump rope shoe that has, or a cross trainer, or a runner that has padding or cushion under the ball of the foot. Most shoes do not come ready for jump rope. They just don't. You don't make them like that yet. But if you get an insert, and you can take out the store-bought one that's in the shoe, and then put that in your shoe. Replace the old one, the one that comes in the store. Replace that with a store-bought, with another one with the gels in it, like a Dr. Scholl's or something, with a sports gel under the ball of the foot. It's going to make your jumping infinitely better. It'll protect your feet, and it'll allow you to jump longer. It's important to keep your elbows by our side. Yes. How do we do it? So you want your elbows, when you jump, you want to tuck those elbows in. You want to turn from the wrist right here. So it's almost like your arms are 90 degrees, right? You got that 90-degree angle. You're turning from that wrist right here. It's the wrist, it's the hands, it's the forearm. That's stage one. That's the most important part. And then from there, what's up, turkey? And then from there, you start to get a little bit more, depending on the maneuver, then you start to move the bigger parts of the arm, like the bicep and the shoulders, and you use the pecs. It depends on the maneuver. But really, the most important thing is you want to get those hands down first. Honestly, fitness, what's up? For how long should we train with the rope per week? Jump rope is something that you can do every day. Once again, like when you learn how to jump rope right, it has no structural, like your joints, the skeletal system is pretty much no impact. You're putting it all in muscle, so you're putting it in your quads and your glutes and your calves and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And I like to think that, you want to get, when you're introducing a new exercise, you want to introduce it lightly and let your body adapt, let your body evolve. Don't get ahead of yourself. Stop while you're feeling good. Don't stop when it hurts and you say, okay, now it's pushing it too much. You want to go light at first, go light, stop when you're feeling good, 10 minutes one day, you'll build it up gradually. Your body will actually tell you when it's ready to go to the next level, all right? And you'll find when you finish, you're always better than when you started. That's one of the beautiful things about jump rope. Right away, it shows you your results. And you get them physically as well. So the basic jump is what we want to get down, right? Like the basic jump, one turn, one jump, handstand, waist level. We're going at a nice clip. So now I'm assuming you're warmed up, and now we need to do another move. I have to move forward a little. Sounds a little muffled. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, is it muffled when the music is on, or is it muffled when just right now? This is great. I've improved so much in a little bit, and it all comes down to practice. You're absolutely right. It is all about the practice, number 23. Patience and repetition. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. Like I just said, when you finish, you're better than when you started 5 minutes or 10 minutes ago. That's the one beautiful thing about jump rope. Your body just kind of like, it just gravitates towards it. It's what your body was meant to do. And it has a little more intelligence behind it than just your basic push-up or squat or bench press or pull-up. All those things are great, and they're foundational exercises that you need. we forget about our cardio far too much. And then if you put your cardio with like inteligencia, if you use your brain with your cardio, you're talking about an apex workout. And you're talking about a workout that can last you for the rest of your life. And you're talking about a workout whereas you're getting the benefits of a real athlete. Like you can take your heart rate to the levels of competitive professional athlete you can. And that's when you're getting the best of all worlds, right? You're getting the best of everything. You're getting fit without getting hit. I mean, what's better than that? All right? Okay, so let's see, do we also get to train abs while we are doing jump rope? Okay, good question. One of the things that jump rope does, yes, you always engage your core. I believe you engage your core throughout every type of exercise you do. It's much more, your body just, it helps your coordination and it tells your body what to do, when to do it. So you've always got your abs engaged the whole time. When you engage your abs, your coordination is improved without a doubt. If you want to see your abs, that ab definition, that really comes down to a lot to your nutritional program, what you're eating, of course, and you need to burn the fat. And that's what jump rope does as efficiently and effectively as any other exercise we do as humankind from this day back and forward, really. Jump rope, it will burn the calories, will allow you to like sweat off the water weight and all those things so you can then again, expose your body and you see the ab definition. Everyone, because of how we are nutritionally and genetically, everyone has their own time in which they can do it. And you should do a safety, you should see a nutritionist and make proper plans. See if you have a personal trainer. You may want to see some sort of sports doctor before you start. If you have a pre-existing injury, you may want to be careful with things like that. But if you're healthy and generally you'll be ready to go, you'll be good. All right. My heart rate yesterday was between 53 and 208. That's incredible. Wow. And you're still here with us. I love it. 208. It's amazing. Thank you. Can we do this barefoot? Jumping barefoot, I think it can be done, but it can be painful. And your surface is really important. And actually, Layla, that's Layla Mustafi, yes. That's one of the reasons why we should always wear shoes, because jumping on a surface, like if I'm jumping on a wood surface, it's good, it's forgiving, I can jump on that. If I'm jumping on cement, it's a different thing. You do want cushion. I don't think anybody should really jump on cement, but if you are going to jump on it, maybe you put a mat down, but you also have to have shoes and you have to have the inserts inside. Because just that consistent up and down really fast, your feet may not be used to it, and it may cause them a little discomfort and a little bit of pain. So to jump without shoes on maybe on grass, that's okay. On short grass. But anything else, I think you really want to wear shoes with to protect your feet, because not only does it protect from the impact, there's also the rolling and the little tilting and all the rest of those little things that your feet do. When we don't have our shoes on, that you want to be careful of. Okay, so please be careful if you're not going to wear your shoes. You talked on a post about a knot and a rope for double turns. What was the trick? Thank you. Okay, that's Charlotte. Okay, so talked on the post about the knot and rope for double turns. Yes, if your rope is too long, you want to take it right here and you want to put knots in it, so it can respond the way you want it to respond. See, if the rope's too long when you turn, then the rope takes too long to come around, and that delays your work, that delays the jump, and that's the most important thing. You want the rope to respond. As soon as you turn, the rope's got to go around with you. And that's what happens when you use certain kind of like materials that aren't so good, or lighter ropes. They tend to delay on you. And so it's very hard to work on tempo if you have a rope that's delayed. So here's what you want to do, like here. See, as soon as I flick my wrist, the rope goes. That's what you want. You don't want to turn and then the rope comes up behind it, because then you're going to be waiting for that rope to come around, and that's when you're going to start jackknifing. Jackknifing is this. And you'll lift your feet too far behind you because you don't know where the rope is. but you want your mind, your brain, and your hands and your feet to work together as all one. And that's what the core does. When you tighten up the core, that brings all of it together, okay? And considering boxing shoes for the ankle support. Hey, Alyssa, what's up? Boss, ankle support in boxing shoes are great. The only thing that's wrong with boxing shoes is that they're very thin sole. So you're taking a lot of the impact. That very consistent, it's very light, but it's very consistent impact, just like this. So that's where you definitely want to make sure you put those gel inserts in your shoes, without a doubt, all right? Thanks a lot, Lissy. You did great last night. Hey, Turkey, what's up? Let's go into another move. Let me see what we got here. Let's work with the double turns, okay? And the double turns, we're going to work with this group called Nucleus. And Nucleus is a great group. They're like from the 80s, I remember them. It was like 1984. They had a song called Jam On It. And this is a song you really should get for your, it's the song feels good. It's a good, strong beat that you can follow. And it's like, when I use music, I like to use music that moves me forward. Not so much even emotionally, I like to sing along with the song because I'm working. But it's a song that's like going somewhere. You know what I mean? There's some songs that just sort of like sit there and in the middle where you want that energy, you want to keep going. And this is one of those songs. So give me just 1 second. There you are. Not hiding too far. Okay. Okay, so this song is called Jam On It. It's by Nucleus. It was 1984 it came out. And Nucleus is like a hip-hop, rap group that they kind of crossed over. Maybe they had like two big hits, but it's a great song. Again, so this move we're working on, let's see. We're going to work that double turn, and I'm going to show you exactly what you got to do. One jump, twice high. Now, there's also a pattern. Hold on 1 second. There's also a pattern that you need to follow. And I'm going to set that pattern for you. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to hit a double turn on every 8 count. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double turn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back. And you're going to use that time in between to get yourself together and power up for the next jump, okay? Let's get it. Okay, sound okay? Here we go. Hey, hold on. Let me tilt this a Here we go. 3, 2, let's get it right here. One time, let's go. Jump. And again, 8 count. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Double turn. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Double turn. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, come on. Double turn. 4, 3, 2, 1. Double turn. Okay, now we're going to turn it on the floor. Check it out. It's going to go like this. Like this. Double turn. 2, 3, 4. Double turn. 2, 3, 4. Double turn. 2, 3, 4. You got it? Jam on it. Nucleus. Let's get it. Hey. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Come on. And again. One more time. Yeah. Let's get it. All right. Let's turn down. That's the beat. that's the beat you're on. Now we're going to take it down to a 2 count. But you want to first make sure you're good with the 1, 2, 3, 4 double turn to get the explosives, right? Stay on the beat, the timing, because really when you're using music as a tool, it's your trainer. I may not be there for you, no one else is there for you, but you need to set demands for yourself. And when you use music, you're doing exactly that. You're setting the demands for yourself. You got to hit up on that point exactly and precisely. That's the precision of real sport. And that's what we want to do. We want to emulate real sport, because then you're getting real benefits. There's nothing fake, not phony about it. You're not just using music for motivation, using music as a tool. And that's really important when it comes to your workouts and having a good time. Charlie DC said thank you. Thanks for coming in. Shows more different ways to jump the rope. I can do that. I can certainly do that. We're going to get more into it. But I'm going to show you, so there's a double turn. But now we're going to break it down to the double turn on the 2. Okay? We're going to try it on the 2. So it's going to go like this. Crazy. Double turn, stop, double turn, stop. It's really tricky. You got to turn the hands on, stop, turn the hands on, stop. And it takes a lot of coordination, it takes a lot of power out of the core. You got to flex every muscle in the body so it can respond right. Okay, so hold on. We're going to get that. And I'm going to come back and show you all that. A lot of people are saying they don't know how to do the double turn. We're going to come back to that in a second. So let's get that double turn on the beat, right? Hey. One time, let's go. 1, 2, stop. 1, 2. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. And again, big jump, big jump. Do it 4 times. Come on. Hit 4, hit 3, hit 2, hit 1. Hey. And again, let's go. Hit 4, hit 3, hit 2, hit 1. Give me 8 times. Give me 8 times. Let's go. Go. 8, 7. Hit 2, hit 1. I hope you're thinking that harder. Yeah. Because that's exactly what you want to do. You want to stay on that beat, explode off the ground, land on the ground on that beat. Limit yourself. Don't let it be open-ended. You can never get the benefits of the exercise if you just leave it open-ended. You have to have demands. Okay, that's good. Double turn. I'm going to show you a consecutive double turn. As soon as you hit one, you're going to hit the other. Because people asking how to get that double turn consistent. And the way we do that is, 1 second. As soon as you hit the ground, you jump back up again. I mean, my heart rate is just like racing right now. That's what you want out of your workout. So you're here, you're jumping. As soon as you hit, 1, 2, you have to explode twice. As soon as you hit the ground, you don't rate. Oh, you did it. That's so great. Good job, man. All right. So that's exactly what we want to do. As soon as you hit the ground, you get right back up. But the hands, that's the coordination part. Inteligencia, right? So big jump, 1, 2. Big jump, 1, 2. As you're going up, that's when you speed up. At first, you're going to pull your feet back. If you can, try to pull your knees up instead. Use your abs. Try to pull up instead of pulling back. Either way, what you need to do is create more air time. And you know you can create more air time is for the top of your head to go up. Top of the head has to go up. If you're just picking your feet back, you're not really jumping up. You're creating like time in a way, but you're creating more shin damage than anything. So you want to make sure you go high, all right? Let's make sure we do that. So I'm going to show you, without any music, no beats, I'm going to show you that consecutive double turn. So it's 2 in a row. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2. Get out high. Do it again. Come on. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hope you can hear the rope. Do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Who's going to try that for me? Anybody out there want to give it a go? That's good work. I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got it. So that's, we're going to put it to the beat. I'm going to put it to the beat right now. I'm going to build up from there. Y'all doing great, okay? So let's give it a try. Again, make sure your ropes are right on. Make sure it's the right kind of rope. One nice solid handle so you can grip it and turn it. And let's make it happen. We're ready to take you guys to the next level. Come on. Oh, sorry, we lost y'all. Do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. And again, let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Do it again, let's go. Bring it up, bring it up. So you get it up, get back up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey. And again, come on. 1, 2, 1, 2. And again, come on. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good, all right. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so sometimes because of the type of exercises we're generally involved in, they don't ask 100% of us. They don't ask that you take yourself physically to the wall, and they don't ask you to mentally take yourself to the wall. And that's what makes jump rope and apex workout, because it can ask you to do exactly that. It'll take you to the wall to make you feel like your heart's gonna bump out of your chest. But that's life. Such a good feeling. That's what your body needs to do. Check it out. Your body is like a high-performance engine in a car. And if that car, going back to my day, like when we had like the engines, the 8 blocks and all the rest of that kind of thing, if you didn't open that engine up, all the carbon builds up. And it stops the car. The performance, the timing, everything goes off. And the spark plugs, everything goes off. And it's the same with our bodies. If we do not open up, if we do not get our lungs open, if we don't get our cardiovascular system open, if we don't get that blood flowing through our body, guess what? Our body says, you know what? You don't want to do that? Okay. I'm going to turn into a car with no engine. I'm just going to sit back and relax and be easy about everything. That's all right. Now, one day when you're going to have to run, when you're going to have to be somewhere on time, or when you're going to have to help somebody, or you're going to have to just you just want to open up yourself, that option is not going to be available to you. And that's why I want you to jump over. That's why I want you to do exercises that will challenge your mind, because you will get smarter. And that will challenge your body, because you will get stronger. You'll live longer. You'll live faster. You'll live better. Everything about it, your mood will increase. So that's why you jump rope. Why else? Do something better for yourself. All right. So I'm so glad that we're able to be here today to work on it, and we're going to continue to do this, and we're going to add a few new things too. So let me get you a couple more questions. Thank you. I honestly didn't even think of knotting my rope, so it didn't hit my ceiling. Game changer. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that, TV. Yes, that's a good. It's just little things sometimes you don't think about. I mean, people that are experienced with jump rope would just say, hey, listen, all you got to do is this. Because really, it's just like a rope that comes around, sits in a handle, and you're turning it. So you're in control. It's like your hands are not only the accelerators, and they're the steering wheel as well. So it'll tell you where to go, how fast you're going, when you're going, all of that. Great work. Thank you, Justin Bassett. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I couldn't get the double for the longest time. Alyssa Suro, yes. The biggest change is just putting more power into one strong whip. Yes. Rather than trying to turn twice. Absolutely right. Sometimes you just want to get that big jump and just go 1, 2, but make sure you land on the ball of your feet. You don't want to land on your heel, because if you land on your heel, it's going to make getting up the second time harder. So you always want to think ahead. So you want to be able to master that double turn, yes, but when you land on the ball of your feet, so you're just not creating another hurdle for yourself when it's time to go to the next level. Okay? Let's switch up to the next song. So our next song is going to be, this goes back, way back, and this song is by War, and it is called Low Rider, and it's a classic. I know you all know this. You've probably seen it in movies or heard on your parents playing it on their old 8-track or something. But it's a great song. It has a great beat. It's about 140 BPMs, and it's like 1975. But music that's classic, music that's good, just stays good forever. So anyway, this is a really great beat that you can work to. It's strong, it's easy, you know, you can kind of like lose yourself in it, but I want you to stay on the surface. I want you to stay here with me. So I want you to, because you're working, I want you to use your mind and try to hit it on the beat. And we're going to work, the maneuver we're going to do is the squat jump. So I'm going to give you drills. We're not necessarily going to like go into the full thing, but I'm going to give you the start of the maneuver, okay? I'm going to give you the start. Then as we go on in weeks, I'm going to ask you to jump from there. But this is a great maneuver because it's great for your quads and your glutes. It changes because with jump rope, we regularly do everything above surface, right? We do everything in the air. This one grounds us a little bit more. So it gets us stronger, and it gets your calves, your timing, your endurance. It just works something absolutely different. It takes it a little bit more out of the arms and puts it more into the legs. So I want you to do this with me. I want you to grab your rope, and even if you don't have a rope and you can't jump inside, just kind of like, you know, mess around with me for a second, and let me get this on. Here we go. There we go. So we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that side to side. All right. It's very important you work on the side to side because, again, as we were saying, the hands are what control the rope and the pace in which you move. So it's knowing where your hands are at all times. If you know where your hands are, you know where the rope is. So we're gonna work on the side to side, and then from there we're gonna work on the squat. And we're gonna work on the squat without the jump. I'm just gonna give you some drills that you can use. Let me get this down here so you can see my legs because we're going down low. Subterranean, baby. So you ready? Let's go. Let's get. So, hey, is this in your way? Sorry. Let me get this out of the way. I guess I won't. Move it over. 4, 3, 2, let's go. 1, just like this. Feet a little wide and shoulder width apart. Side to side. That's sideways figure 8. Use the wrist. 5, 4, 3. Now you're going to sit it down here for a second. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Drop the glutes. Drop the butt. Come on. Sit down nice and easy. It takes balance. Your heel is off the ground. Very important. Come on. Stay down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring it up. 8, 7. We're going to do it again. We're going to go down for 8. 4, 3, 2. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring it up. 8, 7, 6, 5. Very good. Just squeeze your quads, squeeze your abs. Take it down. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2. Come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Get them up. And again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. Now we're going to go for 2. Let's go. Take it down for 2. 1, 2, up, 2, down, 2. Come on, let's go. Up, 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 up. Make sure you're squeezing your quads. Protect the knees. Up, 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 up. Let's get right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Work those legs. Come on. Again. 1. Again. 1. Now we're going to pick it up non-stop. Let's go. 1, 2, 1. 1. Good. Hold on now. I'm going to take some questions on that. If you guys want, if you have any questions on that, how you want to feel it, gee, boxing for fitness, salute. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get it going. Okay, so yes, one of the most important things about that maneuver is keeping your back straight and staying stacked on your spine. Keep your chin up. You want to round forward and round that back. You want to be up here and you want to drop straight down, just like a regular squat. You want to breathe into your nose, out through your mouth, and when you drop, you want to get your knees. You may start out. Don't bring your butt below your knees. Just take it halfway, then come up. And as you feel more comfortable, you can drop down low. But the best way to start out is to just start out low, like this. Start out low. Just sit yourself down in the squat. All the way full, relaxed squat. Sit your butt right down to the ground. Turn out almost like you're resting on your ankle. And then just work on this wide turning right here with the wrist. And again, it's exaggerating that maneuver right there. That's what's going to do it for you. All right? And yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. It burns. It burns to get your quads, but it does things that other exercises can't. Do you only jump rope with your tiptoe all the time? So instead of the tiptoe, what we really do more than anything is on the ball of the foot. The heel stays off the ground. So primarily, yes, maybe I would say like 99% of the time, my heel is not on the ground. And so your calves are getting all the work that they need. And it's a great calf workout. And again, the glutes and the quads. Amazing workout for that, especially when you're doing that dip. Let me see. Do you use any other part of your feet for impulse? Well, my timing, if that's what you mean, my timing is kept, I guess, with my core tight. That's what the brain's all about. It's like, you got to be down here at a certain time and back up at a certain time. But in terms of effort, you have to flex the muscles in your feet. Your feet have to grip the ground. I look at it very much as like I see like cheetahs and leopards and lions, and when they're running, you see that they grip the ground and they rip. They rip the ground, they rip the turf, they're going somewhere. That's exactly what we should do like this. It's like we're on the ball of our feet. We have no heel anymore. No heel. You land on the ground. That's your power, and that's also your padding. So the fact that when you rip the ground, there's that strength, explosive strength you need, but there's also that cushion. When you land on the ball of your feet, there's that cushion. That's what drives it into your soleus, below your, between your ankle and your calf, and the gastroc itself, your calf. All right? Thank you so much for the question. Good work. Why did I never think of this? It's so much more helpful when this move is broken down. Yeah, sometimes it's just about taking a maneuver and it's just doing this slow. And if you ever, just put something in slow motion and you can break it down and you can really tell anything. You see the mechanics of how it works. Sometimes it helps to hear words. Some people are very visual in their understanding of things, and other people are very, they need to hear it. It's an audio thing, but it's a good thing. Have you heard of the mayor of jump rope, style? I'm sure he's amazing. There are some incredible jump rope people that I've seen that are pretty much Olympic gymnastics, and they're doing things like flipping and turning rope 5 times, and I don't know, they're just incredible, and I admire it so much, and I wish that I could do it. I can't, but I do it for fitness, and that's what I did as a professional boxer. I did it for fitness, and that kind of changes a little bit, but learning those moves are just, that's where you want to be. that's like elite level. All right, thanks for asking. But I'm going to check them out. Or if you can send something to me, if you can inbox them DM, that would be great. I would appreciate that. The next move we did, so we did the double turn, we did the side. There's one maneuver that I like to do, and it's a very, let's say it's very efficient. It hits your calves really hard and strong and fast. In fact, I did this. This is the last maneuver we're going to do before we go to see if the jump rope. We can get rid of this jump rope, the Rainmaker. But I really love this move because it hits your calves exclusively. And it's one of the things that when I train pro athletes and when I train models for fashion shows, whatever it is, it's one of the moves you do because it really helps with explosiveness, but also helps it gets the calves really high. And it's a coordination move. And let me show you how it goes. I call it the ankle touch, right? So you're here, your basic jump. Sorry, let me drop it for you. We're going to go into the bag. Good, right here. So check it out. So we're here. Your feet are apart. So generally you'd be jumping with your feet closer together. But now I'm going to ask you to take your feet slightly apart. So your basic jump is here now, right? With the feet apart like this, and you're going to go 1, 2. So practice without the rope, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you're going to come back out to the position where they started. So they go up, touch, come back down wide. Touch, right? Touch, touch, touch. That's what we want. The only thing is, we want it in rhythm with our time. So we're going to do that right now. You ready for this? Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's get it going. I'll put you back down here. And the song that we're going to be using for this to keep the beat to is Starboy by The Weeknd, but it's a classic house remix by Nick G. And so you can go to Apple Music, or if you go online and you want to hit him up and you want to get that for your soundtrack, it's a great song. It's got a little bit more bounce to it. And it's a little bit faster too. I think original Starboy, I don't know what it is, but this one is like about 130 BPMs. So it's great to work with. It's faster and it's got a good move, good beat, strong beat. You can move with it. Let's get it going. All right. Un momento. We can hear this so nice and strong, right? Let's go. Turn down a bit. Ready? Here's our pace. 4, 3, 2, come on, bring it up. 1, 2. See my feet a little bit separate, right? I'm gonna hit it on the 1, right here. 3, 2, 1, hit. 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1, and touch. Yeah, do it again, let's go. And touch. Hands straight. Come on, 1, 2. We're going to do it on 4. Check it out. Hey. Hey. Come on, 1, 2. Do it again, come on. One more time. Pick it up, 1, 2. Here's 1, and 2. See how that works? That coordination is different. The coordination and demands are different. The things you do in jump rope, just slight little differences that can make like the world difference to your workout. You don't have to do too much, right? So now we're going to take it on the 1. We're going to do it immediately. 2 in a row. We're going to hit it 2 in a row. You ready for that? Yes. Oh, one question real quick right here. Okay, let me hit this. How do you make sure the rope doesn't tangle? Okay, so often the rope will tangle on you. Grab it by the middle of the rope like this. First of all, when you hang it, when you sew it at night, hang it just like this. Hang it from a coat rack or whatever you got. Right here, and roll it like this. And that's going to take out the tangling. If you jump 5, 6 times, it starts tangling. Either it doesn't have like a ball bearing handle, issue. You want to take care of that. You want to make sure you got this ball bearing handle, okay? Okay, gotcha. So let's bring it down, let's finish it off. Here's the timing. We're going to go 2 in a row. Ready? 4, 3, 2. Bring it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. And again. 1, 2, 1, 2. And again. Come on. One more. Non-stop. Let's go. That's it. Come on. This is where the work is, right here. Don't stop, right here. Come on. Don't stop, right here. Come on. Go, 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 go. Don't stop. Don't stop. Work, baby. Come on. Here you go. 8, 7, 6, 5. Hit 3. Hit 2. Hit 1. Yes. All right. Good work, y'all. That was beautiful. All right, so my rope is ripped, so we need to get a rainmaker or a blizzard, I think. Let's go. Get it. Can you keep this up for 24 hours? Yes, it will stay up for 24 hours in my stories. In my stories, it will stay up as the other ones have. The next one we're coming back with. I think I really need to do. Okay, so let me tell you what's truth we've been having. A lot of people calling in, they want to take the Aero Elite class that I do, which is boxing with jump rope and stuff like that. But if you don't understand the combination and how to throw the punches, it just can't happen. It's just impossible. So, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open up some workouts for people. Instagram Live next week, and we're just gonna drill certain punches, and we're gonna drill certain maneuvers. And I'm going to give you a foundation of a real professional boxer. And at that point, we can open up the advanced classes to you, okay? Because it doesn't make sense for you to come there, and if you don't know how to execute the punch, you're not going to get it there and back on time. You won't be able to follow the combination the way, it just feels uncomfortable. I want you to feel comfortable. I know we can do it, and it's an incredible workout. We'll talk more about that later. But the first thing we're going to do, bam, rainmaker, baby. Well, I was pretty sure I still had all the marks all over my body from the rope hitting me. A girl used to jump with me. Her name was Saray Winnicky, and she used to say, you know what, I get these whip marks and they hurt and everything, but I nailed the maneuver. It's worth the wait. So remember that. It's worth the wait. But thank you. All right, we're going to make it happen. Check it out. I'm about to spin the wheel. Now, if you live in the United States or Canada, you will get the rope. Unfortunately, I can't to other parts of the world for all sorts of various reasons. But let's make this happen, all right? Good luck, everyone. Pow. Okay, I gotta do it again because it didn't land on anyone. Arlenis Sosa. Oh my God. Okay, you got it. Arlenis Sosa, Victoria's Secret model. Very, very cool. How you doing, young lady? You in the city? That will make it even easier for me. I got 2 minutes left. So make sure, Arlenis, make sure you hit me on the DM. Give me your address. I'll make sure this rope gets to you immediately. We'll have you jumping with us next week, okay? All right, now. Beautiful. Okay, so don't forget. So next week, we're going to start offering more of these jump rope tutorials, and I want you to get a rope, and I want you to start practicing with it, and then we'll try to open up a little bit of a live and do workouts, but we're definitely going to be doing drills with the boxing. It's so important. It's like, when you're boxing, boxers don't just do anything. And the way people have people punching and hitting with the wrong parts of the hands, and the intent is there. So the beauty of the exercise, the beauty of the sport, the reality of the sport is gone. It's dissipated. What we need to do is respect the game. Respect the game. Just like the hunter respects the prey. You have to do that. You have to prepare for it. And when you prepare for it, I don't know, it's just something like life is better, right? When you pay your dues and you learn the real thing, it just feels so much better. And you can do so many other things on top of that. But so that's, we're going to do like, I guess this is a fight or flight thing. We're going to be flying with the rope. We're going to be fighting with the hands. And we're going to turn this into a 360 all around good workout. And then maybe we'll get somebody who's, maybe somebody who is a really good at stretching, maybe a ballerina. Maybe we can get a ballerina to come in and do some stretching for us, or yoga or something. We try to build it out to something. Yeah, we're going to contest it. Yes, we're going to go there, baby. We're getting advanced. Love y'all. Thank you for dropping in. I'm sorry everything was a little bit like haphazard, I guess. Maybe I went too far ahead with the juggle combinations. Maybe we need to pull it back.